Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I have just finished working on my project called TXT Manager. In this video, I will show you the latest changes I made to the program. I will show you the full code and also show how I created the installer for my program. And of course, I will finish with a short summary, but let's not rush, we will go step by step. First, I fixed all the file and folder paths. I used path.combine everywhere, which makes the locations more reliable and works across different systems. I also switched everything to UTF-8 encoding when reading and writing files. This is really important if you are working with different languages or special characters. To make the application more stable, I added try-catch blocks. This way, if something goes wrong, the program won't crash. It just shows an error message and keeps running. At the beginning, I avoided using try-catch so I could fix all the main issues manually. But now the application is solid. Those blocks will help to protect the program from unexpected errors. In episode 9, I added the ability to change the program's appearance. Now I think it would be nice to include a picture showing all available colors with their names. So I made a small program that shows all standard Visual Basic colors on the form. When I press the S button, it takes a screenshot. Then I edited the screenshot in Photoshop and added it to the project resources. When the program starts, it checks if colors examples.jpg exist and save it in the settings folder if it doesn't. The text field for the file name now blocks invalid characters. Since Windows doesn't allow some symbols in the file names, the program simply ignores them while the user is typing. Only letters, numbers, and few allowed characters can be used. I added toolstrip objects that shows helpful messages when you hover over buttons and controls. It makes the application easier to use. I will show the code and how it looks during the runtime. For listbox files, I added a condition. If listbox files is empty, the timer starts checking the data folder 5 times per second. This helps when the user runs the application for the first time and manually adds files. In this case, no need to restart the application. I added the drag start point variable to fix a small error when dragging files. The issue was that just clicking and moving the mouse a little will trigger the drag action. Now the program checks if you really dragged a file before starting the process. With this code, TXT Manager can open TXT files from any folder, just like Windows Notepad does. If the program is launched with a file argument, for example by double-clicking a TXT file, it opens that file, loads all TXT files from this folder, and updates the list and file path. I filled out the program info in the project settings and created an installer using Inno Setup. I prepared the icon, license file, readme file, and the program executable file. To create the installation file, I used the installation wizard. I will show the settings I used and the final version of the script. I had to tweak the script several times to make it work, but in the end I realized that I could not fully associate TXT files with my program. Starting with Windows 8, file associations can only be changed manually. So if you want TXT files to open with TXT Manager, you will need to set that yourself. After building the installer, I installed the program, moved the shortcut to this folder, and tested the program. TXT Manager launches with the shortcut, works great, and lets you create, edit, and delete TXT files. By default, it works with the standard data folder. After setting my program as default for TXT files, I double-clicked one and TXT Manager opened it, showed the path, and update the file list. Please notice that the directories are different. This means each running instance of the program can work with its own folder. This is actually another cool thing about the program. You can start multiple instances of TXT Manager at the same time. That gives you a pretty interesting feature. You can drag and drop TXT files between two different folders, just like in a file manager. Also, there is something important to keep in mind. When you click the Delete Settings and Files button, the program only deletes files from its own default folder, called TXT Manager folder, which is located in Local Application Data. You can uninstall the program through Windows or by running uninstall.exe from the folder where you installed the program. After that, the TXT files will be associated with Notepad again. I have uploaded the installer to Google Drive. I will place the link in the video description. Feel free to download it and give it a try. Let me know what you think about program in the comments. I have been using TXT Manager myself for the past 4 days, and I have already moved all my files into it. It makes finding things so much easier. The program really helps with my daily routine. I think it turned out to be a useful and well-designed application, and it really does what the name says. The program manages the TXT files. It seems to me it's way better than default tools in Windows. And customizing the theme is a cool bonus. For example, I made my program look like an old Total Commander, and for that I just edited one theme file. Honestly, I did not expect too much from Visual Basic. The last time I used it, it was 14 years ago, but I'm really surprised how much easier it is now. Visual Studio is a powerful tool, and I actually want to explore more about Visual Basic and Visual Studio. Now I'm wondering, can I build more useful applications? Maybe I can try to create a simple game. This whole project started as a video diary, but now I feel inspired to see how far I can go with this programming language. People often judge things based on what others say. These days, everyone talks about Python or Java. Nobody even mentions Visual Basic. But in my opinion, Visual Basic still works great. For small projects like my program, it's actually a really good choice. Thanks for watching and see you in the next project.